So, what's up guys? It's Kaiju here again with another mousepad review. What I have right now is the Pulsar Parabreak mousepad. So, it comes in with this type of packaging, like that. Like the Artisans is like a big square kind of cardboard packaging thingy. So yeah, that's really nice because, for some people it's aesthetics, it's like vinyl records that you can just, pile there. But yeah, for some people it might be hard to keep. So the Pulsar mouse pads, I got this is the Parabreak version. There's also the Para Control version, which is the more hybrid type, which is, from what I've heard, is like the Aqua Control Plus, but more controlled. So what I have right now, the Parabreak, which is the controlled version, the slow version. So yeah, it's very minimalistic. It's just like, a black mouse pad with small branding, and then the main logo would be at the back. So it's like, and it also says there the dimensions is like 460 by 410. I don't know how thick it is. I couldn't find how thick it is. So first, let's talk about the stitching. I hope my phone can get the stitching properly. There, finally got it to focus. Okay, so it reminds me of the Artisan mousepad stitchings because of how small it is. It's basically like the size of the Artisan mousepad stitching, just a little bit bigger. You see how small it is as compared to your traditional stitching, which is pretty thick, and the stitching literally feels like the Echo Control Plus stitching, but then this one is smaller. That one's pretty thick, and this one doesn't. Here, this one is just, like a millimeter raised. It's pretty flat. It's almost flat. That's the main difference with the Artisan mousepad. The size is pretty the same, but it's not. It's the opposite of raised. Depressed. I don't. Yeah, hang in there, buddy. Anyway, yeah, it's not below the surface of the actual mousepad. So that, yeah, again, if you don't like the Aquacolor Plus stitching, this feels kind of the same with that, but it's not as raised, so it's not much of a problem. It doesn't really get caught in your forearm. So yeah. And then the rubber backing is literally the Aqua Control Plus backing. It really looks the same. I don't know if it's the exact same thing, but it really looks the same. And I would say it's probably the same because the stitching is the same. So yeah, but then this one, wait, I'll get my Aqua Control Plus. So see, this is the Aqua Control Plus. It looks pretty the same. I mean, this is old. But the thing is, what's nice about this is that because Aqua Control Plus moves around a lot. It's like one of the complaints of people. The rubber backing isn't that good. And yeah, I experienced that. Whenever I do tracking scenarios in Kovacs, it will always be jumbled up. But then here, Aqua Control Plus, this one doesn't really move around. It stays there. It's not like Artisans where you have to peel it off, but it pretty much stays there. You're only gonna move it if you're really gonna try to move it, or even with your forearm if you're really gonna try to go like that. So anyways, man, my throat hurts. Anyways, so in terms of, okay, so the texture is, this is a cloth pad, but then it doesn't feel like a regular cloth pad like the QCK Edge or the Artisan Zero. It feels kind of silky, velvety-ish. It mixed with your, like, how your backpacks would feel. It's like one of those textures that has a lot of friction. Like, go like that pretty fast, it's gonna start kind of having burns. But and I have no problems, discomfort when swiping around, even with my low sensitivity. It's actually pretty nice on the skin. It feels pretty comfortable and everything. Even when my forearm sweats, it doesn't really get caught here. And what's nice about this, according to the seller that I asked, this gets affected by humidity, but I haven't had any humidity issues. I live in a tropical country here in the Philippines. It gets very humid here. Humidity is pretty much our default. Yeah, doesn't seem to be affected by it. Even with temperature, I've tried this with different uh, room temperatures and everything. So yeah, it's pretty consistent. I just don't know in the long run because I've only had this for a week. I will be making a updated video. So anyways, yeah. And then how it feels, like you might, I'm not sure if it's a bug or a feature, but then what's this? It's pretty lumpy. When you try to notice it, you're gonna feel like there are lumps. Like it's not, doesn't feel totally like a flat surface. Like, but the thing is, I don't think it's a problem. It's just weird because it's uniformly diffused. Like, cause some mouse pads, some people will complain with some mouse pads, like there's like a huge lump here, and then no lump here, and then it has inconsistencies. But here, they're just small, uniformly diffused lumps. I think so. Yeah. So I don't know if it's a bug or a feature, but it's just something to take note of. Didn't really affect me in game. So my in-game performance with this, I initially, come from the Aqua Control Plus and then the Artisan Zero, which are considered control pads, but those are pretty mid-ish fast pads. So I really had to adjust first. Like, but no, actually, initially when I was just swiping around, I didn't feel that slow. But then when I started playing with it, especially in Kovacs, because you really get to focus on your aim and mouse movement. I noticed how slow it was. Like even with Tiger Eyes and Unbroken in core pads, they were pretty, they were pretty controlled. They were pretty fast. Sorry, they were pretty slow. Yeah, actually, one of the main reasons why I bought this because I'm starting to main the Orochi, and I changed the mouse feet. However, the only mouse feet available would be Tiger Eyes. So I was like, screw it, let's try it. Which I kind of regret because I actually like the stock feet. Anyways, I digress. So here, performance it's really good. I really enjoy it for Valorant. It was hard to adjust at first because it's very slow. This is slower than the Equate Plus. No, the regular Equate. This is slower than the regular Equate, and the Equate is already considered one of the slowest pads ever. So this is similar to the GSR and the Roka Taito and the Jupiter from LGG, Lethal Gaming Gear Jupiter. So I only asked sellers. I don't actually have those mouse pads to directly compare them. Sad. So yeah, with this mouse pad, it kind of feels like when you're doing Kovacs, it's really kind of straining at first because of the high initial friction. Like it's just hard to, it felt hard to move around compared to what I was used to or coming from. But after like a couple of days, I got used to it and it was pretty nice. Still a bit slow for Kovacs, but when I started playing Valorant, I was really liking it because this one of my main problems is holding angles because I don't know, I get jittery or whatever. So this, it pretty much, the mouse pretty much stays there, so your crosshair stays there. Like holding angles were so much easier, and also what I liked about it is that instead of like, what I liked about it is like your stable crosshair placement. So whenever I'm like walking around, it was easy to make stable crosshair placements. It wasn't like moving around up like that. So it's always at head level. Also, it helped me be more consistent or rely more on movement and counter strafing, which for some people say it's bad, but I don't. It helped me learn it. I'm a silver scrub, so I have a lot to learn, and it really helped me with that because of how there, I don't have to keep moving around. I kind of had to rely a bit on movement. So I don't know, for some people that's good or bad, but it helped me and I really liked it. This pretty much made holding angles and crosshair placement very, very easy and very, very good. And yeah, I mean, it's based from the GSR, which is like what a lot of CS:GO players liked, and it's lower than the QCK Heavy. So yeah, I'll try to cut this short. If you have any other questions, just comment down below and ask me, and hopefully I can play some more games. Kind of busy with school right now. Hopefully I can play some more, so like I can talk about the durability, but I'm not really sure. Yeah, as of now, I'm actually considering maining this over the Zero, but you know, the Zero is too expensive to just put it there. But I don't know. For if I'm gonna play Kovacs, you know, just for the sake of playing Kovacs, I'm probably gonna use the Zero. But if I'm gonna play Kovacs for aim training and play Valorant, I'll probably be using this. So, anyways, that's my review, initial impression of 1 week of the Pulsar Parabreak. Peace out. Like and sub if you want to. Helps the channel.